Madden gods.
Perfect! America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Abraham Lincoln. Life isn't personal. It is just business. So don't just play the game, own the game. Welcome into tipsgamers.com, home of pro gamers who hate second place. I'm Daughtery, and today we are going to be answering the question of can you trade for every player while on the same team? We are also thinking about starting a series where we trade for every player on all 32 teams while we are on the same team. Lastly, the written up version of this video will be on our site if you would like to see all the trades we made in written up order. The link of that will be in the description below. So is it possible to trade for every player on a certain team while you are on the same team? And the answer is yes, you can. The team that you choose does not matter, and you do not need elite players to make good trades in Madden 21. Anyone that you want to get is obtainable, and you do not even have to do any trade cheats like our SAR method. We're going to show you our position duo trading method, or PDT to make it short and simple. The PDT method will give you the key to take every player from any team while also profiting while you do it. In our next video, we'll be showing you how to take these high overall players and sign them for whatever contracts that you want, whether you want it to be really unrealistic or really realistic. It's up to you. Step 1. Key players needed to make the PDT method work. The two guys that you need to do this with are Colin Kaepernick and Matthew Stafford. Matthew can be traded for easily, and Colin Kaepernick can be picked up off the free agency in week 1 of the preseason. In our previous video and content, we showed you how to use just Kaepernick alone, but now we are going to double that value with using Matthew Stafford. Kirk Cousins could be a possible backup player to use in this situation as well. What you are looking for is QBs who are around 30 to 33 years old while also being around an 80 overall. The reason you are looking to use these type of quarterbacks is because these quarterbacks have incredible trade away value. At the same time, they can be traded for easily when using our PDT method. QBs are the most important trade weapon in Madden 21 now after the update. Step 2, the target team. I'm going to target a team, and the team I'm going to target for today's video is the Houston Texans. And for this, I'm going to go in a certain order. Since the Texans have a really good QB, Deshaun Watson, we're going to target him first so that way the Texans will have to depend on us. This will cause the system to have a lapse in judgment, allowing us to take control of how it thinks. We want the Texans to end up collapsing on themselves with us as the main profiteer of their demise. We will leave them with scraps and nothing more. This includes high-value draft picks as well. Step 3. The trades and reading the flow. We'll be reading and reacting to what is happening to the Texans as we are trading with them to better strategize what needs to happen next. Make sure you follow an order with us if you want to get the same results as we get. And remember, the written version is on our site in the link in the description below. Okay, so you can usually get him pretty cheap. Now, for the sake of the video, it's kind of going a little bit quicker. This isn't really necessarily about how to trade for Matthew Stafford. Any one of you guys will be able to do that. We just need to get him onto our team. So always make sure to ask for picks back. Most of these trades here that we're going to do, we're going to be asking for a lot of picks back. We're going to be reading the system, and we're going to be getting really intricate with the decisions we make in the trade game. So like we mentioned, we were going after Deshaun Watson first. We traded Matthew Stafford, Kaepernick, first round pick 12. You're really just looking for a first round pick. We got Deshaun Watson, Duke Johnson back, and the reason we had to grab Duke Johnson was because of the fact that their contracts or their salary cap is very tight, so we needed to take more money off their team to make future trades. And then as for picks back, you can can get anywhere from a second round pick to a fifth round pick depending on the team that you're on, because always remember, teams trade differently with each team. Okay, so we got Cap back and Matthew Stafford back as well, and the thing is their overalls, like we mentioned previously, are low, so we could trade for them back easily. If we were doing this with high overall quarterbacks, we wouldn't be able to do this. It'd be impossible. So we took David Johnson off their team. I might have called him Duke Johnson, but hopefully I didn't. But we took David Johnson off their team. That made Breida more valuable. Breida's less money than Johnson is. So we're not only managing who we're trading to them and who we're pulling off, we're managing their cap. And that's why we called this a flow. We gave them Flowers, the second round pick, Cap, Stafford, and a sixth round pick from the Texans. All in all, this will be a very profitable trade. Okay, so now what we did is we traded Cap and Matthew Stafford back with a second round pick of the current year, pick 40, for Laramie Tunsil, Will Fuller, and their first round pick of next year. And that's really what we're doing. We're trying to get picks combined with players. We're trying to keep ripping off their team needs, and that's what we're going to do. So, of course, we wanted to get Cap back with Matthew Stafford back. We got a fourth round pick. We gave him a third and a fifth as well and exchanged it out for an even fourth. Ask for as much picks back as you can. You'll be shocked at what you can get depending on the team. And we gave him Gesicki. Now, the thing about Gesicki is one of those players as well that he can be traded for a lot. And then in this system, he could be traded for easily as well. So it's a nice mixture. His overall's nice. His age is nice with his development. So his trade away value is more than his trade for value, which is amazing for this. Exactly what you need. So like we mentioned, Gesicki is really good in this as well, in the PDT method. You're going to find guys who are really good to work with these quarterbacks. Guys you could keep trading back and forth with, and these players can be on your own team. Gesicki came from our team. So we're trading Kaepernick, Stafford back to them. We got Gesicki back, a first round pick and a second round pick, which were both our picks. And they're both current year picks, so they're really, really valuable. So this is good. Not only are we getting the players, but now we're getting the picks back. They're starting to depend on us, which keeps them vulnerable. So we're getting back Kaepernick and Stafford, and we're continuing this PDT method, and we're utilizing Gesicki with this as well. So they're easy to trade for. They are very valuable to trade away, and that's the philosophy that we're continuing here. We're getting them back. We're throwing in Gaskin because we pulled off David Johnson. We're throwing in a fifth round pick to sweet talk them enough to be able to do it. And then we're going to continue this process. So what we did is we traded Kaepernick and Matthew Stafford back, JJ Watt, Brandon Cooks for Gesicki. Now you're going to feel a moment in time where the CPU snaps. Okay, and that's when it loses total control, and that's this situation here. J.J. Watt, Brandon Cooks, Gesicki, all in one trade with these two guys here. I probably could have even gotten more if there was more trade bars available, trade slots. But you're going to feel that moment where the CPU just buckles. And that's what we talked about collapsing onto itself. This is that moment. The CPU is at our beck and call. If we want to leave them with just 70 overalls, like one third round pick, we could do whatever we want. It's up to us. We could clear them out completely. So before we continue, let's look over our team really quick and just what we've accomplished here. We have J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, Laramie Tunsil. These guys are all pretty hard to trade for the most part, but since we're using the PDT method, I mean, it's just rolling. And you can see how it's just rolling. We got Gesicki back, we got Brandon Brooks, and all these contracts are paid off. You don't owe these guys any money because whoever signed the contract, which is the Texans with these guys, pays off the guarantees when they get traded, cut, or what have you. And that's what happened here. So it's $0. They paid off his guaranteed. Same with J.J. Watt, and his value is tremendous. Let's go to our draft picks here. I mean, we even got Brandon Brooks. We got Will Fuller. We got Gesicki back. But really quick, let's go on the draft picks here. We got our pick back. We got Houston's pick. We got our pick back and Houston's pick. So we got our picks back, basically, and we added some picks to it, and we're not even done. All right, so we got Matt and Kaepernick back, and we gave up a second-round pick and Gesicki. And then we're going to wave trade again. Now the system is weak. It's really weak, so now is when you can strike and you can basically finish them off. So the Texans really don't have anyone left, and I'm going to finish them off here. and just take the remaining guys that I think are worth taking at this moment, just to show you guys, somewhat of to the extreme that you can go. You can go even further than this and basically just disintegrate the team if you really wanted to. I am going to point this out because of the fact that I might as well. If you haven't realized yet, you can do this to your arch nemesis in your division. Just saying, I don't want to make you be super destructive, but I'm just going to give you the best advice that I can, and you guys play how you want. Just seriously, respect people's league rules, guys. I can't stress that enough. So as I mentioned, the system is incredibly weak right now. The Texans are at our beck and call, and we can get them just using one quarterback now. Finish off the rest of their guys. We get Gesicki back, Roby, and we get Reed. And if we want, we can go pick up Matthew Stafford and continue this process again, grab more of their draft picks, and do basically the same premise what we're doing now. To recap what we went over, Step 1, grab key players needed to make the PDT method work. Step 2, target the team and strategize on what moves you should make. Step 3, start trading and read the flow of the situation. All said and done, we got J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Cooks, Bradley Roby, Gesicki back, Will Fuller, Justin Reed. We ended up getting most of our draft picks back. All we did was pick up one guy from the free agency, made straight up trades the rest. We used the PDT method to its fullest, and this is the outcome of what we got. Remember, don't just play the game, own the game.